Hi everyone, today I want to show you over 50 ideas that will improve your world in Minecraft. In today's episode we will focus more on medieval and fantasy style. So if you have any ideas for a different style, let me know in the comment. Without further ado, let's get down to the nitty gritty. We are starting with an old ruined mage tower that contains an enchanting table and several bookshelves. Due to the fact that is the old construction, we can add some moss and damage elements. In my opinion, this simple building will fit perfectly into the forest. With a narrow path, it will also add freshness to the vanilla world. Everyone needs to drink, so it's a good idea to create a well. Since we can find wells in the desert, why not add its other biomes as well? I think a good option is add wells to random location, as well as village, and you can also build them near your own town, house, base, or whatever you have. While we are talking about the town, it's worth adding the ability to create a notice board. That will add more immersion to our world and will work perfectly and match roleplay. The construction of this is trivial, as well as the structure itself, but often less is more. Check it out for yourself and let me know what do you think about it. I suppose adding few cars on the roads, on roadsides in towns, village or near house, huts, etc. It will add quite a lot of mood. Thanks to this, the roads and the area around will not seem so empty. I don't know about you, but I personally love adding different types of cars near towns and on roads. It makes my world feel more alive and busy. One of my favorite decoration is the stall. I once made a pattern for one and now I use it all the time, just tweaking it every now and then, but never mind. It seems that adding stalls to the towns and village makes this place feel alive, and even though we don't interfere there, it still seems like life goes on. Create a few different stalls, choose different colors for them and see for yourself how your town will become alive and colorful. Warehouses for supplies or abandoned goods clog the area in a nice way. It cannot be denied that it also gives the effect of a more real world, where not everything can fit in a tiny chest, but we also need a special area to store our goods. To be honest, it will fit perfectly anywhere. Everyone needs space for their own wares, so it can be added as an extension to your house, a small trading warehouse or stash of bandit goods somewhere in the middle of the woods. No matter where you add it, I'm sure you find a reason why it fits perfectly in some place. You know what fits perfectly into a rural landscape? Exactly, windmills and farms. Add some mills around the village, next to the fields, and you will see how much the landscape of your world will change and how such a simple decoration will improve your world. You have a lot of possibilities from small mills to huge giants. Here I decided on modest mills, which in my opinion fit perfectly into an ordinary small village with a quiet life. Since we are already talking about the village, it's worth adding the simplest decoration, which is ordinary farmland. Add a fence to it and wait until everything grows. I don't know why, but I love seeing the countryside. It seems so simple and calming to me. What do you think about it? Or maybe you have a landscape that you could look at for hours. Hey you have finally wakes, stop it, I'm not helping you a bit. Scarecrown, another simple decoration that changed a lot in my opinion. And again, I'm mentioning one important thing. It's worth remember as a builder. Over detailing is not always worth doing. Often less is more, simplicity and neatness, one of the most important things. Since we are on the simple stuff, we need to mention about simple roads. Seems like nothing, but tell yourself how much the ordinary road change and how much it adds to our world. I will only mention here that the roads is just the beginning. Then we can add even more things to it, which will make our world unique and one of kind. An easy way to improve a path is add fences. So here you have a lot of options, with which you can create fences from almost anything. My favorite fences are wood and stone. Anyway, here are some examples, and I will add here that you do not have to create these fences along the entire path. This is enough if you add them from time to time. It's time for something seemingly difficult, but apparently it's very simple. Building simple trees with a non-standard shape always makes a great impression, and honestly, what could be better than a green landscape? Here you also have many possibilities, and the trees will fit practically everywhere, so I leave the rest to you. Since there were small trees, it's worth quickly mentioning the big trees. Just look at this. Doesn't that look majestic? Makes me want to create a great forest from these trees, or add them to the courtyard in my castle. All in all, it's a good idea to place such a tree in the center of the village, thanks to which we will get the main meeting place of population. If I still not convince you to create custom trees, you can always improve the existing ones. Add small details to them. At this point, I will also mentioning that the leaves perfectly gives the impressions of bushes, so think about where it's worth building them in your world. Signpost, a very small thing, but don't such small details make our world more beautiful and interesting to explore? In my opinion, yes. Here you have my suggestion for 3 different signposts that you can use for your places. I will add it perfectly allows for the next level of role-playing, so if you like roleplay, consider adding them. House, hut, cottage, etc. How many of them we build to use for yourself or for a great project like a kingdom or something else? Have you ever considered adding a simple house in a random place? Like in a forest, next to the road or river? I don't know about you, but I love simple little houses in random places. After all, not everyone has to like the company of others, or they just prefer lonely life. For me, small simple houses in different places add a lot of immersion to the world, which I love so much. While we are on the subject, it's worth adding a word about people's equipment. For example, such a fisherman. Somewhere he must have needs and other things so that he can fish and feed other people or himself. Let's add some of these things next to his hut or near the water. So, what do you think? Have I convinced you yet? If not, then let's move on. By the water, you can always add a pier or several, for fishing or decorative purposes. In any case, these simple details will add a lot of variety to your waterside areas. Here I could develop the topic of decorating rivers, etc., but not in this episode. Although, if you want me to do something like that, let me know in the comment. If you feel that your water areas are empty and something is missing, I have the perfect solution for you. Add some small ships that will float about the water. The small ships is simple and quick to build, and in my opinion it will energize and make the cities seem bigger. For variety you can use different variants of wood and wool or concrete. Does it annoy you keep swimming through water when you won't get to other side? Me personally, often. That's why I often decide to add a bridge, thanks to which I save time. Moreover, as a side effect, it adds new wonderful building to my world, so don't be afraid and start creating different bridges as well. Lot of possibilities and even more fun. How about creating a small ponds? For me, a great idea. Add to it a lot of decoration and there you go. Beautiful, large or smart decoration done. Now just a path around and maybe a few benches with tables. And we have a perfect place for evening walks, or for walks with your dog. Just be careful, he doesn't run straight into the water. Statue fit almost anywhere, to cities, village, on roads, abandoned and forgotten in fortress or in caves. I hope I don't meet any cool stick there, because it is Minecraft, that most often created statues relate to Minecraft, but no one will forbid you to create something else, so have fun and improve your world. However, to some places we can add more ceremonial or statues representing something. For example, in front of the seat of the ruler, you can build statue of knight or something else. In any case, the decisions is yours. I am missing something in this world, and if so, add some atlas. or meeting place for some cults. In this case, I decided to build a small temple with a dragon altar, where believers can meet to talk about their goals, destiny, etc. And in your world you can add whatever you want and their goals too. Another idea is fountains. Tell me how many fountains do you have in your city? And don't you like to sit next to them, listen their characteristic sound or watch them for a while? If not, well, something it happens. But it's still a great decoration for your world that will slightly spice it up. I don't know about you, but I love watchtowers. When I create a great kingdom, watchtowers remind us of the size and influence of our kingdom. So it's not easy to forgotten where we are. I can't hide that towers are also one of my favorite medieval elements. First of all, we are at a high, and we have a good view of everything, so we can be better admire the landscape. But maybe now something simple, like some sword stuck in a rock, waiting for the right hero to bring it out. As always, a small simple decoration, but it is the individual refined elements that affect the whole of our world. Or maybe some hidden artifact, buried with its owner. It's quite simple. We build a dug up grave and inside we add a chest or a barrel, where we will be able to leave our artifact. For me, it's a great thing for some story quest. By the way, building tombstones, graves, and in total the entire cemetery is also not a stupid idea. I think it's a simple way to fill the area, but how necessary? After all, bodies don't just disappear. Wait, bodies just disappear here. It doesn't matter. If you need the next level in immersion, this is your chance. What about some simple rock monument? In my opinion, it's always some way to fill in area that feel too empty, and it doesn't look like we are doing anything at all. Thanks to it, it can be said that it arose naturally. Although we know the truth well, but others don't know nothing about it. And to be honest, it looks exceptionally beautiful and makes me want to travel more often. Another idea is to create the ruins of an old house, city, temple, or whatever you want. Add a nice setting to it, for example in the forest, and we have a ruined old building. I would love for such a building to appear in vanilla Minecraft. How much it will change my outlook on exploration, new areas and discovery what could be there. And what if that hidden some treasure or a treasure map. I have to say, I love exploring new areas with my friend. So setting up tents and creating a simple campsite is something I love to do. So I decided to create it in Minecraft too. It doesn't look cool, and by the way, you can use it as a temporary base, etc. Right now maybe something really easy and small. How often when you go outside you can meet a bench and standing lantern on your way. I see them practically all the time, so here it will be a perfect decoration for your world. I will admit that the bell in the village looks bad, so why not upgrade it and make it look like a landmark in the village. I don't think there is much more than here, but my bell is just better. But you can probably make even better. My next idea is hidden develop caves, where wild beasts, bandit or other people can hang out. It can also serve as few extra small bases or landmarks. You can always wait out the night or bad weather there. Since we are on the subject of caves, it's also worth mentioning about creating my descent, which we can build in random places in the rock. I have to admit, it looks great. Now add some more carts, cranes and supplies of stone, minerals or other things. You should think about adding a few such descents to the mine in different places and then connect them with roads to your main base. What about medieval coal production? It is enough to find a small river and there we can build charcoal burners. Add to these small huts or tents, wood supplies, logging areas, and you have a simple landscape straight from medieval times. Maybe you are going a journey. If so, remember to build a mobile blacksmith's workshop, which will always be useful for your army. It's trivial. We create a cart with blacksmith resources, then add temporary roof and adding blacksmith things, and there you go. Your field blacksmith is ready. You know what would suit our roads? Exactly, wood cutting areas. After all, we are not the only people who need wood for economy development, or maybe? Anyway, add some logs are ready for transport, wood shavings, fallen planks and handful of stumps. And you will see for yourself how much the path you travel has changed. Adding pens to our world is a great idea, because how often do you encounter random animals, or how many of them are walking around your base? In my opinion, it also fits perfectly into the rural landscape. Maybe now a little stepping stone. Recently, I was looking through photos from the Viking Age, and I noticed that there were Nordic Arches built on the roads. I suppose they will fit perfectly into some parts of our path. So let's build simple arches and then add some decorations to them. I can't wait to see them back when I come back from my trip. Large pots and gardens give us the opportunity to keep the vegetation in order, and they also add a freshness and more color to our landscape, making the world just look more interesting and inviting. The matter is very simple: designate some area and build large pots or gardens where you will plant a lot of plants. Maybe something quick, meeting place with a map of location. I will say that I like it. And I won't add anything else. Catapult? Exactly. Here I see two options. We create some abandoned but still good catapult, or we create it in a ruin style, where time has already done its job. Anyway, it adds something new and interesting to the world, where I would like to stop for a while and see what it is. The last idea in this episode is training field. The future army needs to train somewhere, so we can do several places like this: in the town, in the village, by the road, in the forest, in the clearing, or anywhere else where you get an idea for this. I decided to place a simple room here that can be used as a storage room or a place to sleep. To this, let's add a small field for a melee combat and a few targets for archers. Okay, that's all for today. Thanks for watching and let me know what do you think about episode like this one. Of course, you can download this project for free from the link in description below. Take care and stay safe. Also, a big thanks for every patrons and memberships on my channel.